A very good morning, Nigeria. It's Thursday, the 17th day in the month of July 2025, and you're tuned in and, of course, watching Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. We are coming to you site and conversation you need to power through your day. I am Pat Aito.
And I am Samson Balogun. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Grab your tea, your coffee, or your smoothie if you are being healthy and settling. We've got a great show lined up for you this morning, packed with news, stories, and analysis that truly matter to you.
But first, let's take a quick look at the weather for today. Across most parts of the country, we are seeing a mix of sunshine and showers. Lagos will experience light rains early in the morning with clearer skies in the afternoon. Abuja stays mostly cloudy with chances of scattered rain. And if you are in Port Harcourt, don't forget your umbrella. A wet day ahead. So plan accordingly. I'm sure you battled too.
Umbrella will be necessary. Now to the headlines. Coming up shortly in our Daybreak News segment, we'll bring you the latest developments from across Nigeria and around the globe. From corridors of politics to the world of business and human interest stories, we've got it covered for you this morning.
And right after that, we will go into our newspaper headlines and analysis, where we'll break down the biggest from front page stories making waves this morning, helping you cut across the noise and make sense of the news.
And then our big story is something of great interest today. It's a reflective one, and we take a deep dive into the life and times of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari, from his days in the military to his years as a civilian president, his leadership style, controversies and legacies. What did they leave behind for Nigeria?
So joining us for the conversation is someone who worked closely with him. That's talking about Adebayo Shetu, former Minister of Communications and a prominent APC stalwart. He will be sharing a personal insight and untold stories and reflections on Buhari's impact on national politics, governance, and the APC itself.
And for the fact that they work together and of course the same political party has a lot to say. Whether you admire him or criticize him, there is no denying that President Buhari shaped Nigeria's modern political landscape. This is a conversation you don't want to miss, so keep it locked right here.
And of course, we'll wrap things up with our Trend Watch segment, where we'll bring you what is buzzing on social media, what Nigerians are reacting to, a sprinkle of culture and lifestyle to add flavor to your morning.
So stay with us. It is going to be informative, engaging, and inspiring. This is Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, where your mornings begin with meaning.
Of course, you can keep the conversation going on by visiting our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. Of course, you can watch us live on www.dominion.org.ng.
Good morning to you, Pat.
Good morning, Samson.
It's another Thursday.
You are always live when it comes to Thursday.
Maybe I love old school music, and at the moment I hear Thursday, what comes to mind is Throwback Thursday.
Old school music. How old are you that you're old school?
I do a lot of old school music. You'll be surprised at the kind of music I listen to.
Okay.
You'll be surprised.
I'm wishing to... I wish to hear you play some one day soon, and
you'll be surprised. I might be your best DJ if you love old school music.
Okay.
All right, as we do, we celebrate this morning as the president of Dominion Broadcast Group turns a year older. It is, something of great joy for us here to celebrate the president of this noble establishment, and we'll celebrate him right here on this. We say a very big happy birthday to you, President. Long life and prosperity in fresh glory.
I think we have a video to celebrate this great man.
It's going to be entertainment galore. Just watch.
Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. Sickness will never come near you. In Jesus' name may I pray for you. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you.
We give God the glory for another year. Our Father in the Lord, the presiding Bishop of Faith Triumph Ministry International, we are saying happy birthday to you, Bishop Felix Owolabi. We love you, the Church of God love you, all the members from all the campuses in Nigeria, in America, in Pakistan, in India. We all love you. And we know July 17 is your day, and we are celebrating you. And we pray that God will continue to guide you. God will continue to bless you. God will answer your prayers concerning the church and all the members, all your biological children and the children in the ministry. God will answer your prayer over us in Jesus' name. We love you so much. And from the family of Elijah Bankole Owolabi, as the Olori Ebi of the family, we say happy birthday to you. We love you. God will continue to guide you, lead you, and more anointing in Jesus' name. And we pray that we celebrate many more years in Jesus' name. We love you. Bye, bye, bye.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the wife of the celebrant.
I am not the celebrant, I'm the junior brother to the celebrant.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's son.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's mother.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm celebrant's sister.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's daughter.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's mother.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant daughter, aka.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's younger brother.
I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's daughter. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's son. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's granddaughter. I'm not the celebrant's granddaughter. I'm the celebrant's granddaughter. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's grandson. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's granddaughter. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's granddaughter. I'm not the celebrant, I'm the celebrant's son.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Felicidades a ti. Let the rhythm take control. It's your birthday fiesta. Let your spirit unfold. Yeah, tonight we celebrate, no time to wait. Birthday reggaeton, feel the heat, it's great. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. From Miami to San taking you higher, birthday the sales inspire, set your soul afire. Feliz cumpleaños. you see. Happy birthday to you. Reggaeton wishes, wild and glee, for you from me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Yeah, that's the Latin fire, taking you higher. Birthday to sales inspire, set your soul afire. Feliz cumpleaños, happy birthday to thee.
Okay, to God be the glory. Great thing the Lord has done for us in our family. We appreciate the goodness of God in the life of our daddy, Bishop Dr. Felix Owolabi. The Lord has been good to us. He is indeed a gift to this generation. He has been so wonderful, so supportive. He is somebody that you can rely on. He has been so faithful to us. He has been giving us that which we need at the required time. I pray that the Lord will continue to be with him. As he is marking his birthday, I pray that the blessing of the Lord will not depart from him. I pray that God will sustain him. God will perfect everything that concerns him. I pray that his family, the Lord will uphold, and he will move from glory to glory, from greater height to his name will be glorified. I pray that as we move on in this journey of life, I pray that we not lose focus. Heaven will be our goal, and it shall be well with us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Happy birthday, Daddy, and prosperity. I love you.
Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. Sickness will never come near you. In Jesus' name may I pray for you. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. Sickness will never come near you. In Jesus' name may I pray for you. Oh, may your dreams come true. Favor, joy could always stay with you.
All right, that was a great one there, a great message, and it shows the simplicity of a man. I mean, Dr. Felix Owolabi, the chairman of Dominion Broadcast Group, will say, happy birthday to you, sir. Long life and prosperity and sound health. Continue to enjoy God's grace. Thank you so much for all you do for us.
All right, that was a beautiful sight to behold, actually. A man that loves family, a man that loves everyone around him. It shows in how he bonds with members of the family. And that tells a lot about how close they are to him. So, whatever it is you do, just be simple. I mean, that's life.
Simplicity is the best,
key.
and
it's very important.
Being humble as well is the key here.
Yeah,
you don't have to just be doing everybody. I am in charge.
Once again, we celebrate you, sir. President Dominion Broadcast Group. We say and wish you long life and prosperity in sound health. All right, that takes us away from this segment of the show. This morning, we now head straight to our news desk, as of course we have updates for you from around the globe. We'll be back after this time out.
All right. Very good morning to you. Welcome to Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I am Pat Aito. Vice President Kashim Shettima, Governors Diko Rada of Katsina State and Babagana Zulum of Borno State led other miners to Daura for the Fidal prayer for the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Other top dignitaries at the prayer are former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Governor of Anambra State and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023 general election, Peter Obi, and former Kaduna State's Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The gathering offered prayers to God Almighty, asking him to grant the late former president eternal rest and admit him into Al-Jannah Firdaus. They also prayed for the restoration of peace and the reduction in food prices to levels affordable for ordinary citizens. Oyo State Government has fixed the 2025 screening and placement examination into junior secondary school for today, the 17th of July 2025. This was disclosed by the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Olusegun Olayiwola, while addressing journalists in Ibadan. According to him, the placement examination will commence at 7 a.m. across all designated centers in the state. He advised pupils from public and approved private primary schools participating in the exercise to arrive early and come along with the writing materials. Oyo State Government has officially adopted artificial intelligence (AI) into its economic planning process. The announcement was made during an interministerial briefing at the Governor's office in Agodi, Ibadan. The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Professor Musibao Babatunde, said the move aligns with Oyo's Agenda 2040, a long-term development plan focused on sustainable growth. He noted that AI will help create a more transparent, efficient, and accountable budgeting system. AI, which mimics human intelligence to analyze data and solve problems, is expected to improve decision-making and resource allocation. Its integration will support better policy outcomes across key sectors such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Still in Oyo, where the Oyo State Government has restated its commitment to ensuring peace, stability, and the safety of lives and property as part of effort to foster development across the state. The Deputy Governor, Barrister Adebayo Lawal, gave the assurance during the official handover of 6 refurbished armored personal carriers APCs to the Oyo State Police Command held at the Governor's office, Agodi, Ibadan. Earlier in his remarks, the Oyo State Commissioner of Police, Johnson Adinola, commended the government for the gesture, saying that the refurbished APCs will greatly enhance the command's operational capacity in tackling crimes such as kidnapping, armed robbery, and other forms of insecurity. Over 200 vehicles have been delivered to security agencies in Oyo State since the inception of the present administration. 101 senior police officers are currently facing the Force Disciplinary Committee over various allegations of misconduct and ethical violations. According to the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, a disciplinary process began on Monday, the 14th of July, and is taking place at the IGP Smarts Conference Hall, Force headquarters in Abuja. It is expected to run until Friday, the 25th of July, 2025. The affected officers, who are of the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police and above, were drawn from different commands and formations across the country. Adejobi said the cases are being reviewed in line with established police regulations and disciplinary procedures. And the Federal High Court in Lagos has discharged the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fauci, on charges of money laundering and theft amounting to 6.9 billion naira. Justice Chukwujekwu Aneke, charged the former governor after upholding A's no-case submission filed by to challenge A's trial by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The court held that the EFCC had not been able to link Fausche to the crime, nor was a prima facie made a case against him to warrant further defense. According to the charge, Fausche allegedly took possession of 1.2 billion naira for his 2014 gubernatorial campaign and received $5 million in cash from Obanikoro, bypassing financial institutions. A former Vice Presidential President Abubakar Atiku has resigned from the People's Democratic Party. In a letter addressed to his ward chairman in Adamawa State, Atiku said he was resigning with immediate effect. Atiku, with some other political heavyweights, are the brain behind the African Democratic Congress (ADC), a coalition that is viewed by political watchers as a potent opposition to the All Progressives Congress (APC) ahead of the 2027 general election. There are strong indications that Atiku Abubakar is an aspirant for the presidential ticket of the ADC. Now to Lagos, where the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission (LASIEC) has presented certificates of return to newly elected council chairman, vice chairman, and councillors. The chairman-elect, including the chairman of Lagos Mainland Local Government Area, Honorable Kolawole Jibril Milagba, and 56 others from the 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas (LCDAs) received were presented the certificates at an event held at the Commission's Secretariat, Yaba, Lagos. The presentation was equal to the successful conduct of the local council elections held on Saturday, July 12, across the state. And now to health, the shortage of ophthalmologists in Nigeria has been identified as a major hindrance to blindness prevention and the attainment of universal eye care. This was the position of some eye care experts at a forum in Lagos, who also raised concerns about the absence of stimulators across Nigeria to train ophthalmologists before they are allowed to carry out operations on human eyes.
Currently, we don't have any simulator for cataract training in Nigeria. Cataract is the most common cause of blindness in Nigeria. So, yes, we currently train first. We do some kind of step surgery, and then our residents are now exposed to live surgery. But it will be much easier if we have simulators, just like pilots. A pilot is trained with simulators before they start flying the plane.
We have 454 of them that are fellows, well trained, well renowned. So I'm sure they're trying to build a center of excellence that would attract other people, patients from all over the world.
Sometimes there's Apollo, and then some people have itching of the eyes and all that. And these things can be easily treated. But some people use things like breast milk, like their own urine. They put camphor, they put so many things. And when they apply this to the eye, then it causes damage to the eye. We want to encourage that people should go and see the doctor when they are not sick, because many eye conditions are preventable.
Well, according to statistics, about 4.25 million adults aged 40 and above are currently said to be visually impaired or blind, while issues about general eye care and the need to desist from self-eye medication were also highlighted. The organized labor in Ogun State has said there is no going back on their indefinite strike until the state government addresses the issues with the contributory pension scheme. They insist on meeting with Governor Dapo Abiodun directly, saying no other official will be accepted to serve as a representative in the ongoing negotiations. The union leaders, which consist of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), Trade Union Congress (TUC), and the Joint Negotiation Committee (JNC), stated these while briefing newsmen on the reason behind the strike.
7 working days. The money deducted from workers' salary, that 15%, should be remitted into the pension fund administrator after we have opened a special account called retirement savings account. Ordinarily, the scheme failed from conception, right from the tenure of Governor Gbenga Daniel. He owned us few months before he left. Governor Ibikunle Amosun came in. He started paying the money. He paid for just only 9 months, and he started defaulting again. Then came the tenure of the current Governor Dapo Abiodun CON. He has not paid a kobo into that scheme. Now the law states that pay the money you deduct from workers' salary within 7 working days, 14 years and still counting. Government of the state has not remitted the money into the retirement savings account of individual worker. Now let us think of it. Government now said they wanted to start the implementation on July 1, 2025.
We are meeting the Dapo Abiodun on this same subject. We are not meeting any other person. If he's going to open up the meeting, fine. But he must talk to us. That is it. We are not employees of SSG. We are not employees of head of service. We are not employees of chief of staff. We are not employee of any commissioner. We are employee of Dapo Abiodun, and he's the one that is approving my salary every month. We want to talk to him. The PS that is rolling out the circular, I will be waiting for the PS to roll out that circular, and I will call that PS with another number.
The state chairman of NLC, Comrade Amid Banko Ademola, noted that several letters and engagement with government officials at multiple times have yielded no results. And in business, Nigeria's crude oil production soared a little above 1.5 million barrels per day in June, hitting the required quota of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Data sourced from OPEC's latest monthly market oil report, MOMR, for June noted that the country's oil production hit 1.505 million barrels per day in June 2025 from 1.453 million barrels per day recorded in May 2025. However, the output was still below the targeted 2.06 million barrels per day projected in the 2025 budget. According to the OPEC's data, this is the first time the country's production output will meet the 1.5 million barrel per day quarter in years. And in sports, Super Falcons Joe Aleshe Promter and Rasheedat Ajibade have been included in the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations group stage best. The selection was compiled by the Competitions Technical Study Group, TSG. Promter has impressed with a composure and defensive solidity on the left. South African Babanan Mambe and Fikolo Mangama, as well as Zambia's Lashomo Mwimba, are the other defenders on the shortlist. Ajibade has provided driving runs and tactical finesse, linking midfield and attack with ease. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominioncast. And that is the Daybreak News. Thank you so much for watching. I am Pat Aito. Good morning. right, a very good morning to you once again, and welcome to newspaper headlines on Dominion Television here in Ibadan. I'm sure you're doing fine, as I am doing well in the studio. Of course, we head straight to what the papers are saying, and of course, when the time comes, I will introduce my analyst to you. Well, let's quickly look at what the Punch is saying. Punch is saying 2027 tensions. Buhari's CPC bloc may dump APC. And the writer there, some CPC chieftains likely to quit, but APC remains unshaken. Shitu is talking. From the Punch as well, you can read more. Maybe grab a copy of the Punch and read more on page 3 of the newspaper. And we have this below it. We have Shatima Atiku Obi attends Buhari's Fidal in Daura. That's in Katsina State. That's on page 5 of page 16 of the Punch. Away from that, down below we have insurgency. NAF to acquire 49 new fighter jets. What happened to those ones that were acquired? New dispensation comes with new thing to buy. Well, we'll leave that for analysts to talk about it. And we have 151 top police officers under investigation, says NPF. Page 12 of the Punch. And lastly, down below of the paper, we have Fayose weeps as court clears former governor of Ekiti State of 6.9 billion naira fraud. That's on page 18 of the Punch. Well, let's move to the top corner of the Punch as well. We have 2027 articles, PDP exit sparks political firestorm. Page 3 of the paper. And JAMB uncovers 9,460 illegal admissions in 20 tertiary institutions. Do not forget, those were the things we've been talking about of recent, and we just spoke about it concerning the UNICAL, that's University of Calabar, yesterday, when the student of the dentistry student were said to leave the school, or they were sent home, or being transferred to another institution to complete their course over there. But then let's see how that spans out. It's good that JAMB is coming to uncover 9,460 illegal admissions in 20 tertiary institutions. Well, away from that, the last story from the Punch, we have Obasanjo Anyoko push for better leadership, new constitution, and that's on page 7 of the Punch as well. All that you want to read? Oh, well, I will not leave this one out. From the Punch as well, the business side, we have CBN injects $4.1 billion to defend Naira as reserves decline. That's on page 17 of the Punch. Away from the Punch, we head straight to the Guardian. The Guardian comes with this one. Obi, Buhari farewell. Obi article defend absence as Lukman flags shift in endorsement. With so much riders there, Tinubu showers praises to lead Buhari's tribute at FEC meeting today. That was yesterday. And Atiku's PDP exit letter aimed at stealing spotlight from Buhari's death, says Keyamo. That's Festus Keyamo, Minister of State for Aviation. And we have Shatima leads Fidal prayers for former president in Daura. A lot. And last one there, Chinese President Xi sends a condolence message to Tinubu. We have a lot there, but we might not be able to read all the headlines before we head straight to the analysis. I'm being joined by Mr. Isiaka Babatunde Badamose, a public affairs analyst and SDG advocate. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you again.
Pleasure being here.
A lot happening from our dailies.
Yeah.
And I'll kick with the one from the Punch. 2027 tensions. Buhari's CPC bloc may dump APC. And some CPC chieftain likely to quit, but APC remains unshaken. Shito is talking.
Oh, well.
Your view on that?
I think it's early in the day for us to have such kind of comments. I think we should allow the mourning period to be over. We should allow those that are mourning to mourn and be comforted in this time. Playing politics at this time or talking politics at this time, I think is not appropriate. Yes, it's possible people might leave. People who are loyal to President Muhammadu Buhari might want to take another direction. But this is not the right time to start talking about that. I think it's early in the day.
Why are you saying this is not the right time? Don't forget that we've raised 2026 from our calendar.
Well, that is politics for you. Agreed. But you see, there's what we call the humanity in us. There is what we call respect for the dead. I mean, and there's what is respect for those who are grieving. You know, so I think we as Africans we cherish such things. So. Making politicizing, just like I listened to one of the headlines you mentioned about somebody trying to steal the limelight from the
Buhari's death.
The resignation letter. I don't think that is the case really. Buhari is a person, is an individual who has this image that is large, and I do not see anything diminishing that. But I think discussing politics and who is living and who is staying at this time is rather too early, and I think politicians as well as analysts should do well to let's spend this little time, the next 7 days to mourn, and then thereafter we can continue.
But it's in the news. We must talk about it.
Yes,
but then let me just.
We are already talking about it. Yes.
So let me just ask: how might this development affect the APC's chances at 2027 elections?
Oh well, that is to be seen as it. Just like I told you, we have a number of people who want to exit the party because President Muhammadu Buhari, like I've said before, happens to be one of the two pillars that has held APC together. The first, he is one, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is another. So if that rallying point is out of the way, there's always a tendency you have one or two or a few that want to take another direction. That would definitely happen. But I think APC for me has shown enough resilience over time, over the years, to be able to manage its internal problems. So they don't come out in the open and you start seeing a lot of people saying we are this or we are having these grievances or that. They have a way of managing it within the party. And I want to believe they will rise to this occasion this time around.
So let's quickly look at what could these have for Nigeria's democracy and political stability.
Well, the one thing it will have is we're going to have an opposition that is going to be much richer because you're having the ADC coming on board right now, and the ADC is scouting and looking for people to recruit into his fold, and this will open the floodgate. Most people who would, for the reason of Muhammadu Buhari being there and saying, I am a founding member of the APC, I'm not going anywhere, will not have any excuse right now. They will have the opportunity to freely flow. And I think it will enrich the opposition camp. And we've been seeing it, the PDP, a number of PDP members have been moving into the ADC. So the same thing will start happening with the APC too. We might start seeing some of those flow because of the demise of the former former president. All
right, so we're having this one too. Politics as well. 2027 articles, PDP exit sparks political firestorm. Why is it now?
Well, if I were in the shoes of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, I would have delayed putting this letter in the public space for maybe another 1 week or thereabouts.
Is it too early or too late?
You see, whatever it is we do, you must factor in the timing because it speaks volume about your person. It speaks about your concern, what really matters to you. You know, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is somebody who has moved from one party to the other. He has moved from the PDP to the ACN and run on that platform. He has gotten back to the PDP. He has moved to the APC.
And now
he's
ADC.
Back in the PDP, and now he's out of the PDP. Now in the ADC. So for me, it tends to me that is all about that ambition of wanting to be president. It's not about, for me, it's not about the party really. I think I see former Vice President Atiku Abubakar seeing the parties as vehicles for him to achieve his lifelong ambition of becoming president. But I would have expected that we build a party. I would have expected that it would fix the PDP. PDP happens to be the party that has been in Nigeria the longest as it stands today. And to just allow the party to go down, I think is a disservice for all of those that have benefited from the party.
All right, from Blueprints, we have this article, exit from PDP driven by grave personal abuse. Bode George is talking. Well, how have other politicians, both within and outside the PDP, react to Atiku's exit?
Well, the reaction generally will be, it will embolden those that are Atiku followers. They would, it will be, this is the time for them also to move, because it's like opening the floodgate. This is the time for us to leave. And that will create a big void in the PDP. I am looking at how the PDP manage it, because if the PDP are saying that the exit of an Atiku Abubakar doesn't matter, they are not telling the truth.
Even our governor reacted to it as well.
Yes, and he said it won't affect the party. I think it's just been economical with the truth, really.
Because with let me just read out the riders here.
Yeah.
As a Makinde APC George react as Atiku leaves PDP again, and the riders there, crisis drove me out of PDP. Atiku is talking, and we won't be missed, says Oyo State Governor. That's Engineer Sheyi Makinde.
Well,
and former Vice President left to pursue personal interests. Bode George, and he is a political wanderer, ABC.
Well, Atiku Abubakar is not a politician you say will not be missed, really. If you are a politician that knows what you're talking about.
Mixed in what aspect? Because they believe that he is the problem, he is the factor of the crisis
yes,
they have in PDP.
He is a factor in the crisis, yes. But I think also that is an elder statement. And I would want to see a situation where he is fixing the problem also. Is part of the solution to the problem of the party.
How?
And saying that it will not be missed, I don't really believe that, because Atiku has a very good following, be it within the political space or on the ground as grassroots. So saying that it won't be missed is just trying to be a politician and keeping a bold face and not pretending that nothing has happened. Really.
Well, you are talking about him staying in the party to find a lasting solution.
Yes.
While some of them, let me just say 90% of them believe that he is the factor behind the crisis. He does not want to step down. He's just too ambitious to say, I want to be Mr. President. Do you see that's happening? I mean, if he has not exited the party, do you think that crisis would have been managed, or
let me tell you the truth about PDP. PDP has a lot of problems. Atiku Abubakar might be one of them, but there are a lot of other issues on the ground. His exit will not make PDP any better. His exit will not bring peace back into the PDP, because there are too many contending interests and factors, and there isn't any what you would call anybody that is there to weight the big stick, some kind of putting people in line, some kind of disciplinary measures. So if you don't have this, it's a free-for-all. Everybody seems to have a field day. Now that's one thing you cannot do in the APC. You know that for every action there's going to be consequence. But in the PDP, it's a free world. Everybody has a freedom. So I do not see a situation where even with its exit, the PDP is going to enjoy the peace it has craved for, or maybe they think they're craving for. No. I mean, the culture, and that's why I keep saying that, even with the exit and going to the ADC, whatever it is that was being done in the PDP, there were landmines in the PDP. You cannot take those into the APC. If you do, you have the same crisis you had in the PDP, in the ADC. And that's one thing that the coalition must be mindful of. They must be mindful of the fact that there must be internal party democracy, there must be internal party discipline, and people must conform with some specific code. If you don't, you end up just like the PDP has ended up today.
Well, let's talk about the possible consequences of for Atiku's political career and legacy? Let's look at it.
Well, if you're talking about former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, yes,
what are the consequences?
Is a politician with a lot of clout, and he has been around for some time. I want to believe or expect that at this point in time, he should have reconsidered his ambition to become president of the country. I mean, part of the legacies you might be looking at, or some of the things you might be seeing in Atiku is all about power. It's all about. I don't see him building a lasting legacy in terms of political party management. You see, unlike maybe a President President Tinubu, who started with Alliance for Democracy, metamorphosed into ACN, then to APC, and has been consistent. You know, I mean, that legacy is all about power, is what I see.
All right, let's quickly touch this before we, because of our time, let's quickly touch this. Fauci waives as court clears him of 6.9 billion naira fraud.
Oh, well.
What were the specific allegations against Fauci, and how did the court determine the judgment?
I might not be looking at the court per se, because it is what you present to the court that the court will adjudicate on.
Okay.
But I would want to look at what did EFCC do? What were their facts? What did they present before the court? This case has been prosecuted now for close to, if not up to 10 years, I'm not sure, but about almost a decade now. And for me, no, not up to a decade, maybe some 5, 6, 7 years now.
Yes, during...
So you want to look at why did we spend all this time and money to get to this point, if really you did not have solid evidence to present to the court to have him convicted. And I want to congratulate him. If the court has find him not guilty, that's a good one. He has endured so much. So I think weeping and being emotional is not out of the question, really.
So what does this verdict mean for Fauci? Political career?
Well, he can pick up his, because I know he virtually has paused his political career since the issue of this issue. So he can pick up. He's been in the background. He's been supporting. He's been doing 1 or 2 meetings here and there, meeting with political stakeholders.
But now he has to show his face.
State and even at the national level. Now he can freely run around and do what he wants to do. And even if he's going to be given an appointment, there wouldn't be any hindrances to say, you are having a case or the other.
All right, lastly, before I'll let you go on the program, Obasanjo Anyoko pushed for better leadership, new constitution. You know, the last time you were here, I was talking about Confab 2014. Yes. What happened to that?
What happened, yes.
And now there's a push because we have notable politicians. We have the likes of Emeka Anyoko. We have the likes of Tiwa Danjuma. We have the likes of, I've forgotten him now, but then they are all together to call for this and new constitution. You
see, for somebody like me, I'm taken aback. I'm taken aback by what former President Olusegun Obasanjo does at times and says, because he had the opportunity, the golden opportunity for 8 years to fix some of those things, and he couldn't do it. And it's not possible. I mean, well, it might be possible, but it's very difficult for you to fix anything from the outside. It's much more easier when you are on the inside to fix this problem. And for you to have this problem staring you in the face at those times, and you knew it, and now you're now pushing, you know, it's a difficult thing. I sympathize with him. For me, is the right way to go.
Why did you sympathize with him?
I sympathize with him because he's agonizing now when he should be relaxing in his chair and say, yes, thank God for what we have done. But for now, he's now back on the field, running here and there to ensure that Nigeria has a new constitution. We have a new political structure. The other time, he said Africa needs to fashion its own democracy, which he could have fashioned for us when he was in position, really. But I think by and large it's a good idea. I hope it sees the light of the day, and they capture some of the things that are really germane to the Nigerian state.
What are those things that you think it's germane?
First and foremost, I think our system of government is rather too expensive to run, the presidential system of government. Too many administrative, bureaucratic bottlenecks here and there. Then I think we should also look at the aspect of devolving of powers to the state. We should look at the possibility of regionalism. We should look at the issue of INEC and its independence. We should be also looking at the issue of security in terms of state policing, in terms of local government and local policing and all of that.
Well, let me quickly align this from the Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria's constitution must address its pluralism. Ayoko is talking there. Lists lots of writers, says 1999 constitution, an imposed document. Operatives are the main problem, Obasanjo NLC, and resolution will be presented to federal government NAS, Senator Dave Daniel. And we have time running out. Obong Ata. And the last one there, we must return to golden era. Awolowo Dosunmu.
I pray we're able to return to the golden era. Time is running out. I think the life and time of a nation is a very long one.
When they talk about, when they say golden era, what do you mean? When was that?
Well, golden era, Awolowo Dosunmu will be referring to the 50s, the 60s, and maybe the 70s. Yes.
But the population then is quite different from what we have now.
Of course, yes. But the economy then and the level of productivity then were very far higher. The Naira was had very good value. We were productive people. Agriculture was really thriving. There wasn't this kind of insecurity we're having today, and the level of hunger. Now we have more people, the population has ballooned, but we are not able to manage to provide food, to provide the basic amenities that people will need to survive. And that is driving most of our educated people out of the country. So I think we need to go back to the golden era, yes, and I hope that with the push Chief Emeka Anyaku and Baba Obasanjo are doing, it's better late than never. Really.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Isiaka Babatunde Badamose, a public affairs analyst and SDJ advocate. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning. Thank you for having me. We appreciate you so much. Well, that is that on newspaper headlines and analysis on Dominion Television. Of course, the program is Daybreak Live. Coming up next is Big Story. Stay with us.
All right, good morning and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. I am your host, Samson Balogun, and today's episode is a special tribute to a towering figure in Nigeria's political and military history, the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. From the battlefield to the ballot box, Buhari's journey was marked by discipline, patriotism, controversy, and resilience. As the nation mourns, we take a reflective look at the legacy of the man who once ruled as a military head of state and later returned as a democratically elected president. So, stay with us as we uncover the defining moment, the ideals he stood for, and the impact it leaves behind in Nigeria's political and socio-economic landscape. Former President Muhammadu Buhari, born in 1942 in Daura, Katsina State, he rose through the ranks of the Nigerian Army, with distinction becoming head of state after the 1983 coup. Known for his firm anti-corruption stance and rigid discipline, his military regime was short-lived but left a lasting impression. 3 decades later, Buhari reinvented himself politically, emerging victorious in 2015 after 3 failed presidential bids. As Nigeria's 15th president, his 2-term tenure was defined by fight against corruption, a controversy and controversial economic policy direction, and an unyielding battle against insurgency. While opinions about his governance differ, there is no denying that Buhari's imprint on Nigeria's democratic evolution and institutional reforms will remain a significant chapter in our history. Welcome once again to The Big Story. Samson Balogun is my name, and this is The Big Story on Dominion Television, where entertainment, inspiration meets entertainment. You can join the conversation by leaving your comment on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominioncast. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel on at Dominion Broadcast. Do well to subscribe, and of course drop your comment there. We'll surely take them. And on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Broadcast. Watch us live on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. And now today I won't be doing this alone. I have an astute politician, a Shaki-born politician, a barrister at law, who became the youngest assembly member in the year 1979, was Commissioner of Information and Justice in Oyo State, and of course Minister of Communication between 2015 and 2019. Over 13 published books on Islamic and social topics. He was founder, educational and civic initiatives in Oyo, known for integrity, legal thought, and grassroots leadership. His name is no other person than Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Shitu. With him, we'll be making sense of the life and times of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away not long ago. Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Shitu, good morning to you, sir. Okay, now, the profile of my guest today speaks a lot about what we are about to discuss. Because before there was emergence of the APC, the political party metamorphosed from what we call a lone ranger in the southwestern part of Nigeria, from the AD to AC, ACN, APC. But of course, before the APC came on board, we had a merger in Nigerian history, and that was the first time an incumbent president was unseated, and that became a major milestone in the history of the country, and that can never be erased. That was the merger of bigger political parties marrying the smaller ones, the CPC merged with the ACN then and became the APC. And that is what we have today, the APC in Nigeria. Of course, before former President Muhammadu Buhari, late, merged a structure across the country, which is the CPC, with that of the ACN then. He contested to run for the president and absolutely had some setbacks. Of course, he lost some elections, eventually winning in 2015. But what we want to discuss is the fact that these political parties came together and formed an alliance. We're already having another brainstorming in another quarter of the country, and as political arena is concerned, as the ADC is also emerging, so many big wigs in the political landscape in Nigeria are also metamorphosing into something really big. Are we going to have a different thought first this time around, or we are still going to maintain the status quo? Don't forget, in the last election, the Labour Party came out of the blue and had a lot of votes, millions of votes, which so many people did not see coming. What they call the obedience movement is still there. They made waves in the last election. In fact, the sitting president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, lost in his home state to the Labour Party. Some call that a deliberate attempt to make the election look credible. But is that the real deal? Is that what we should be looking at? Or there's another political undertone? Don't forget the APC also are not resting on their horse. As the ADC is evolving, even the APC are not resting. They are harvesting governors all around the country. Sitting governors. There are insinuations that in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke is likely to join the APC, as much as Doye Diri of Bayelsa. Is that going to happen soon? It is left to be seen. Good morning to you, Barrister Abdurrahim Adebayo Shitu.
Very good morning to you, my dear brother.
Good to have you on the show.
Hello, countrymen.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Now, let's talk about life and times of President Muhammadu Buhari. You worked closely with him. You are a member of the same political party. In fact, people say that you are of his school of thought. Is that true?
Of course, I believed in him. I believed in him while it lasted. I was looking for a political leader who can be trusted, who would be incorruptible, and who would be really patriotic. And I found all of that in him.
Okay, now, what was your first encounter or interaction with Muhammadu Buhari like? What impression did he leave on you when you met him for the first time?
Well, before that, he had been president of it, and he waged a very fantastic anti-corruption crusade in this country. I was attracted to him.
Okay, looks like... Okay, we can take that again. The network was a little bit shaky at that time. We can go back to what you were saying. Yeah.
I said before I joined him, he had been president of this country.
Okay.
He had waged a very interesting anti-corruption on corrupt Nigerians. So I was attracted to him by that because I needed a very patriotic person, an incorruptible person, and somebody who loved him.
Now, many Nigerians remember his administration, especially as the military head of state, for his war against indiscipline. You saw that, you lived to see that in Nigeria. And what impact has that left on the Nigerian people in terms of mindset?
But Nigerians were, the ordinary were very happy at that time. Unfortunately, corruption overthrown sanity in Nigeria. So one is we are back.
Okay, looks like the network is a little bit shaky. But the issue now that we want to discuss is was the era we're talking about, was it too harsh, but or was it a necessary approach to reform in the country? Because so many times people talk about indiscipline as a general topic. Now, if we narrow it down to the case of Nigeria, especially in areas where the then President Muhammadu Buhari came on board and had a lot to do in terms of reforms. Was the era too harsh, or it was a necessary means to reform in the country?
The Onyibo people say that by desperate means. If corruption and indiscipline are getting got in this country, then to recover, we necessarily need to take those to get us back on. Unfortunately, it become worse. There's so much corruption, there's so much, and nobody is really in charge.
Okay, so how well did his military background influence his reign as a civilian president in the country?
Well, it was an anticlimax, because when he was coming to contest election, he been blackmailed that he wanted to put another military regime in disguise. And he was getting scared. So he needed to change his tactic. Unfortunately, the new tactic won't work for us in this country, because indiscipline remains, and the ordinary is unhappy.
People spoke about Islamization when he was coming on board as the president of the country. How did that make you feel, being one of his political students?
The most stupid are the people who are very intolerant of other people's religious differences. That's the one thing that it amounted to Islamization. With due respect to you, you must be able to recall what is the one thing that it wanted to an attempt to.
Was that an attempt to assassinate his character as a candidate for?
It was intolerance. In this country, once you're a very good Muslim,
he contested for president.
They will tell you you are a religious fanatic.
Okay.
They will tell you you are a religious fanatic. They will tell you you are intolerant when they of intolerance.
All right.
I don't see one thing that the president did which amount religious intolerance or fanatism.
All right, very quickly, let me also ask you this. He contested for presidency on 4 different occasions before eventually winning in 2015. What do you think kept him going, and what changed in 2015 that finally led to his victory?
It was the alliance with the Yoruba Southwest of Nigeria. Because there's no how try to go it alone. He had a reliable partner, president of this country, who formed an alliance to Niger.
Are you of the same opinion that the southwestern part of the country is a huge vote block, that whoever wants to become president has to carry the southwest along?
it necessarily follows we have a tripartite arrangement naturally on the north, we have the east, we have the south.
Whoever so that there has been
particularly the north and under the east, the west, once there's an arrangement,
Okay, now there is a particular material I would love you to listen to, where the president was talking about the country, Nigeria, as a terrific country, and was also more or less like saying, look, if I knew it was going to be this complex, I probably wouldn't have put my heart in the ring. Let's check that material, and then when we return, we'll engage you more on the conversation as regards life and times of President Muhammadu Buhari. We'll be back shortly.
Whoever thought that there has been some form of injustice on him, we are all humans. There is no doubt I hurt some people, and I wish they would pardon me. And those that think that I've hurt them so much, please pardon me. I thank you very much.
All right, that was former President and late former President Muhammadu Buhari there apologizing to Nigerians, saying, look, no doubt some people might think I hurt them, and if you are one of those people who think I hurt them badly, I am really sorry. That was one of the last thing he did, as a living soul. Now, Barrister Shitu, I want to ask you this question. How does this make you feel as former president also came out and said, look, to Nigerians who feel, oh, I hurt them so bad, I'm really sorry. How would you characterize that approach to things from a leader?
It's a regrettable thing. I don't know what exactly he has done to warrant seeking for the forgiveness of non-Nigerians who feel offended. If you do something that you are convinced is very good and in the national interest, why must you apologize?
Okay, does that mean?
No, maybe
does that mean?
There are certain things that he did that was
okay, now does that mean he feels guilty about certain decisions he made or some policies he implemented while being president?
It is he, not me. I don't know what he has done.
Okay. All right.
Warrant such an apology.
All right. He came into office with strong claim for anti-corruption. He fought corruption tooth and nail all over the pages of the newspaper. But in your own knowledge, as someone who worked closely with him, would you say he was successful in his anti-corruption war?
In the second term, as today, in his second coming as elected president, I don't see that. A lot of people really left on in the fight against corruption.
Okay, some people claim that his administration was too slow or too distant when it comes to emergencies. Do you believe that too? In taking decisions?
Well, it would depend on the other. And see what exactly are we talking about.
So, is it an institutional failure or leadership crisis in the country at the time?
Well, and he was during the second coming. He appeared to have left home to God.
All right. This is a question that so many people are.
The first time.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question that too many people asked during his reign as president. There were insinuations that he was not fully in charge as president and that it was his cousin, Mamman Daura, Abba Kyari, and a few others who were the cabal in Aso Rock then. And it even took his wife, Aisha Buhari, to come out there and say, look, you have to let this man do his job. He's not in charge. Do you believe that actually happened in Aso Rock at the time?
really believe so because you will recall that for a long time he was sick. Was not psychologically okay. Had to be, going into hospital and coming out then. And during those periods, the relations of his took advantage. They actually took advantage.
Okay, so eventually he came back after prolonged illness, came back. Do you think he was eventually able to wrestle away power from the so-called cabal?
By then, they really entrenched themselves in government. And even for people to get appointments, they had to bypass him more fully. And he being one person who too much on his relations, he's not surprised that a lot of things went.
Okay, are you one of those who are close and loyal to former President Muhammadu Buhari, who were faced at the time? Were you one of them? By
What kind of friends?
By the cabal?
I was never part of the cabal. I was never in their good books. You had to know. I was never in their good books, and I didn't do it down. I didn't believe in doing what is right.
Now, basically, also there was a claim while when he was sick at the time, some claimed that it was President Muhammadu Buhari then that traveled abroad for treatment, and then it was a certain man from Sudan that came back. That the president was late at the time.
A very stupid to say that a human being had been fooled. It didn't make sense. It was most unnatural for such a thing to happen.
Now, what do you think late former President Muhammadu Buhari's enduring legacy would be now that he's no more?
Well, his personal incorruptibility. Nobody can beat him today. He was really very, very incorruptible. Perhaps the most incorruptible leader you ever.
Usually, some people will say, even if you bring God to rule Nigeria, some people will still frustrate his efforts. Is that true?
Of course, God's effort, but efforts of human beings could be with the late Muhammad Buhari. Don't compare God with human beings.
There are ways.
Because God is the compeller.
Because former President Olusegun Obasanjo made a claim that Nigerians are not easy to govern. So whoever you bring to rule Nigeria, there are still some people in some corners who will frustrate his efforts. Now, I would like to ask this question. There are insinuations that not even the
human being who could be manipulated.
Okay, now, do you think history will be kind to late former President Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, he is a human being. He was a human being. You know, he succeeded in some other respect. He may have failed.
There are growing public disapproval among the youth. And will that also affect his legacy now that he's no more? Okay, looks like it's a little bit shaky. But then, are you there, sir? Barrister Shitu?
Yes, I'm there, I'm here.
Okay, now, looking back now, What do you think was Buhari's greatest regret as a leader? Did he ever experience such to you as one of his close allies?
We do not know what the greatest regret is, but I'm sure inside him, the thing that Nigerians have not right would be one eternal pain indeed.
Now, if you were to write the last line in a biography titled Buhari, the Soldier President, what would it be?
I would write, here lies one sincerely patriotic Nigerian who in all his life has remained most incorruptible.
Okay, now let's talk about politics. Now that late former President Muhammadu Buhari is no more, who takes over the mantle as the leader of the CPC bloc in the APC?
I'm not hearing you well, oh, please.
Okay, now let me rephrase the question. Now,
be more audible. Be more audible.
Now that late former President Muhammadu Buhari is no more, who takes over the leadership of the CPC bloc in the APC as we speak?
As far as I'm concerned,
okay, looks like the internet is a little bit shaky, but then it's a question they still will be able to take from him. We want to know that will the CPC bloc, as what we have on the paper today, credited to Barrister Ibrahim Adebayo Shitu, claiming that some of the CPC members of the APC in the APC. Okay, he's back. Okay.
And decide to remain in APC.
Oh, okay. It's there is a claim on the Punch newspaper this morning. Buhari's CPC bloc may dump APC. Some CPC chieftains likely to quit APC, but APC remains unshaken. That's coming from Ibrahim Adebayo Shitu. So, with this headline, it is most likely that he is not one of those who intend to leave the APC. He remains an APC member. Barrister Ibrahim Adebayo Shitu. Now, I was asking the question. There is a statement credited to you. There is a statement credited to you on the Punch newspaper this morning, saying Buhari's CPC bloc may dump APC. It's on page 8, and some CPC chieftains likely to quit.
I have never said that. I have never said that, and I don't recognize anything as a CPC bloc.
Okay.
The parties which came together earlier had dissolved into APC.
The structures were collapsed.
To the best of my knowledge, it will be a
Oh, okay. It's a little bit shaky there, but we'll get that response which will require this morning from him before we sign out on this show. It has been a wonderful conversation with him, and would really love to know exactly what will happen to former president or late former president Muhammadu Buhari's followers who are still in the APC. Judging by the fact that we're having alliances upon alliances in the country, the ADC is emerging, the Labour Party is still there, and there are some other political parties like the NNPP that is also building, just like the APC started from Lagos State. NNPP is in Kano State now. Installed a governor, Abba Yusuf, and they are looking into spreading their tentacles across the nooks and crannies of the country. But be that as it may, if we cannot get Barrister Shitu to give us the concluding section of the show, it is about time we round up on the show this morning. And I want to say a very big thank you for everyone that has been a part of the show so far. This is The Big Story. As we conclude this edition of The Big Story, one thing is clear. The life and times of Muhammadu Buhari reflects the complex dance between leadership, legacy, and national service. Whether seen as a hero, a reformer, or a flawed symbol of change, his name is etched in the annals of Nigeria's journey as a nation still in search of true greatness and identity. Thank you for joining us today. I am Samson Balogun, and this has been The Big Story on Daybreak Live. Until next time tomorrow, stay informed, stay engaged, and of course, okay, Barrister Shitu is still here. is still here. So we want to get the last part of this show, but basically it has been a wonderful session on Daybreak Live Extra. Tomorrow is Daybreak Live Extra, and today we still have a lot to unpack on this show, and that is Trend Watch, which still comes just after this. And basically we think and we know that so many people have a lot to pick from what we have discussed as regards the life and times of late former President Muhammadu Buhari on this show this morning. We say very big thank you to everyone who has been a part of this show so far. Until tomorrow, when we shall be meeting on Daybreak Live Extra, we say thank you for joining us. Up next is Trend Watch. We'll be back shortly after this time out. All right, welcome back. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. Do not forget to keep linking up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast. On X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Broadcast. And what you'll do is to subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch us live, drop your comments. You can also watch us live on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Now it is time for a Trend Watch this morning. I won't be doing this alone, as Pat Aito is still here with me.
I'm still very much here.
So together we'll be making sense of stories
happening in the entertainment world. Actor Van Vika celebrates his daughter as she graduates with a law degree. That's the Bachelor's of Law, and he's happy, saying, "I am a proud father and basking in it till tomorrow."
I mean, that's really interesting to see, especially for a celebrity like that, who whose children are also doing something really important.
Well, I never knew that the guy has a
grown-up daughter. Yeah. It happens like that. Sometimes you just out of the blue, so it pops up.
Well, he's saying that I am a proud father, as I'm reading the write-up he put up there to celebrate his daughter, saying that I appreciate your completion, success, because staying focused, determined, commitment, and be resilient is an arduous undertaken in recent times. So I am thankful to God for all his blessings. Congratulations to you, Jay, my LLB senior. Continue to soar.
I mean, that's interesting.
And I love you.
We love her too, on Van Vika's behalf.
Yes, we do.
Okay. There's another interesting story here, and that's Eniola
Badmus
saying it's truly disheartening to see social media influencers use their platform to wish death on anyone at all, no matter who they are. Your political views, we must never let hate override our humanity as Nigerians. We are better than this. And you know, she goes on her own to talk about that, saying, let it be true dialogue, truth and unity, not violence or death wishes. Let's choose decency over division. And you know, it's really sad to see people wish death on other people. Say, oh, I wish you die because you don't align with that person's. I mean, it doesn't really make sense. Only a bitter person will always do that. I mean, people do that if there are places where you go through some people's comment section and you wonder how they have survived. And sometimes when you realize that, oh, someone is no more, and then you begin to ask questions, oh, she wasn't sick, she wasn't that. Some people are frustrated.
And you see some people will send emoji, laugh emoji.
I mean,
instead of you to send sad.
I mean,
even if you are not in good terms with that person, just show that sympathy. That definitely all of us will die one day, but the day we will, we don't know. That is inevitable to every one of us. So you mocking somebody because that person is dead, it's something out of it. It is not what I'll clamor for. I am not in support of that at all. So you don't need to wish someone dead. You don't need to laugh or happy or be happy when someone is no more. We all, Yoruba will say, we all dagbada iku. So if it is suits that you are wearing,
one day it will be anyone's. It can be anyone's turn anytime.
Yes.
And you know, to know that some people are being pressured to actually do things they wouldn't naturally do because of how people bully them on social media. I mean, that social media should be a decent place where people just get information, entertain themselves, decent conversations. But hey, what you see in people's comment section, you begin to wonder, how do you cope with this kind of comments? I mean, someone, you know, took his time, invested resources to, you know, produce a content, and after that, all you could say, no word of encouragement whatsoever.
Like, oh, keep doing it.
You will just bully, lash. I mean, it's not good enough. But then we have a comment. Ben Bills 007 says, I'm sure if you go through what those people wishing politicians bad go through, you will understand why they are like that. I mean, there's never a justification for any irrational decision anyone makes. There's no justification whatsoever. See, it doesn't make sense for you to say, oh, because I'm hungry, I had to steal. It's still, you are a thief. That's just the narrative.
They are not the one that push you to go.
I mean, so no. It's not good enough.
If they are not getting it right, must you be part of people that won't get it right?
Exactly.
No.
So
if you have if you have bad leadership, must you be a bad follower?
You shouldn't be a bad follower. No. So I mean, nothing should push you to, you know, take decisions that you will eventually regret. I think there was a time that someone said something really messy to Tony Abraham on social media. She got that person arrested, and people were still saying, "Oh, why would you arrest?" I mean, you really do not understand the power of what you type on social media. But then,
and you don't know what that person is going through. I mean, you're only seeing the out appearance and not the inner appearance. The outer appearance is what you're saying. You're not seeing the inner one. Something is really hitting them hard. You're just seeing them that, oh, they are celebrities. They are going through a lot.
And well, we do hope that people understand the grave, you know, result of what they are doing, and that is the convenient time where we got the curtains of today's edition of Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. And we say very big thank you to everyone that has been a part of this show so far. So do well to follow us on all social media platforms, and I promise you, we still have a lot of interesting shows on this dial today and anytime you tune in. So keep it locked on this dial. Leave it there. Samson Balogun is my name. But before I go, I will leave you with one of the laws, 48 laws of power. So never outshine the master. No matter how good you are, just make sure that your master is still the master, regardless of this situation. Samson Balogun is my name. Once again, bye for now.
Nobody is outshining any master here, but at least it's just an advice for you. Wherever you find yourself, try as much as possible to leave an impact there. Well, this is the convenient time to say BYE on the program Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. Well, my name is Pat Aito. Thank you so much for watching.